welcome back, gamers. I am at the ANZ Indie Pavilion, checking out all the indie titles here at PAX Australia this weekend. Keep watching this, because myself and Loserfruit will be playing all the games throughout the day, so keep watching and we'll bring it all to you.
So the game is screen cheat. It's a split screen shooter, everyone is invisible, and you have to screen cheat.
So how did you come up with the idea?
We came up with it at Melbourne Global Game Jam in 2014, back in January. The game started as a twist on problems we were having with designs. We were going to make a cooperative game where people would communicate and share information by having, so one person would have some information, this guy would have this information, but they needed to work together to complete an objective, for example. But if we did it on one screen, they would screen cheat. So we were like, let's turn the design flaw on its head and make that the entire game. So we started thinking back to shooters we played as kids, because that's where screen cheating originated for us. And from there, we just iterated and created the prototype, and we worked on it from there.
How's the development going?
Yeah, so the development started in March after we had the prototype for a while, and we were like, I don't know, should we work on it, should we not? But then a publisher got really excited in it, and we're like, now we're really excited. And they helped us get to Steam, and once we were on Steam, it was just amazing. We just smashed out the game. We released a week ago, so it's been like an 8-month development for 2.5 people. Myself, the lead, the artist, level designer and sound designer, a programmer, and a guy who does GUI on weekends. Yeah.
So what do you see for the future of the game?
In the future, we plan to produce extra maps, weapons, game modes, support as many things the PC requires as possible, and bring it to any other platforms if we can, so whatever's available to us.
Does any sort of genre of maps appeal to you, anything in particular?
Yeah, I am really inspired by maps from Quake or Unreal Tournament. I like verticality in my maps. I don't see it enough in these days. Most shooters tend to have these very flat, very dull maps where players are just sort of cover shooting, and I don't think that's very exciting, honestly. I want players to move around, and I want them to jump around. I want them to have fun on my maps.
Hi guys, I'm Jono. I'm here from eGaming Network, and I'm here with Chris from 8-Bit. We're checking out Dungeon League here at PAX. Chris, tell us a little bit about Dungeon League.
Okay, so it's a competitive couch play, basically. So you've got 2 versus 2 is a sort of an ideal setup, and you're racing against the clock to try and level up your character, get better gear, and compete against the other team to complete a quest in under 2 minutes.
There's 3 different classes in Dungeon League, is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah, 3 for the moment. I will add more in the future, but I'm just trying to get it so that the skills interact really well, and so it makes for good tactics depending on which class you choose.
So what are your plans for the future for Dungeon League? What's sort of the release date and ideas of what platforms you want to be on?
Okay, so it's early access in about a month's time, I would say. And the main component that I would say is missing from it right now, and I really want to get in there, is some monsters. What's a dungeon without monsters? So once the monsters are in there, imagine that the teams are trying to do the same thing, like capture the flag, and on top of that, a whole bunch of skeletons are trying to kill them, just to make it a little bit more chaotic. So the whole concept about Dungeon League was to squeeze all my favorite bits of role-playing games into under 10 minutes. I love playing role-playing games, but I just don't have the time to play them these days. So that's what the core design philosophy is. So in under 10 minutes, you're going to have a character who has all these skills, they've leveled up, they've got epic loot, and then you can do it all again. So.
Oh, cool. Thank you very much for your time, Chris. We really look forward to playing Dungeon League on Steam.
So, thank you for being the champion.
I'm Tom. I'm from Wildgrass. We're here showing off Berserkers. It's like a multiplayer game where there's 2 modes. One of them we're showing off now is Spiral. It's a cooperative game where everyone's trying to get as far as they can without running into enemies, and you're trying to rescue people and bring them all forward to the level as far as you can. But the big draw and the main mode we've been building for a year now is Hunt, where you're basically trying to trap all the other players with a deranged panda who wants to eat everybody, and you want to make sure that happens so you're the last one left alive.
Who came up with this idea, and how did that come about?
Well, there are 4 people in the team, and we're really all responsible for the creative stuff. So originally it was part of a 48-hour game jam last year at our old school, the AIE in Canberra. I came into it before I even knew what we were making and told my team that I wanted to make a panda. I wanted to model an animated panda because I've been waiting to do that for a while. And so I did, and then we didn't have time to make another character completely, so we used armadillos because they can just roll around and not animate and stuff, but it worked out really well, and we're still going with that sort of stuff now.
Can you tell me a bit about the development process of the game?
Yeah, so as I said, it started in a 48-hour game jam. we went to PAX Prime a little bit after that last year, which is over in Seattle. And we weren't quite ready to show off the game we had been working on, like a full project, so we showed off the game jam instead. And there we received such good response from everyone who played it. We just came back and started working on this. So we've been working on it for a year, and we had a bit of Kickstarter in July where we narrowly made it over the edge, so we were able to bring on some more artists and stuff. We're looking at like early next year to get the game finished.
Is there anything like you have any ideas for how it can expand? Any sort of particular thing that you really want to put in that involves a bit of your personality or something?
The point we're at now, I think we're pretty much at where it's going to be, just with slightly more content, so more maps and more of the puzzles and stuff within the Spiral game mode. We want to make it as good as everything else that's out there. Lots of local multiplayer games out there now, but they're all a lot of fun. We know because we play them in the office a lot. And so mainly just adding content and lots of different things so people can keep coming out and play it.
Hi guys, I'm Jono. I'm here from E-Gaming Network, and I'm here with
Jared from 3 Sprockets.
So just tell us a little bit about Fight the Dragon. It looks kind of, to my eyes, just at first glance, Diablo-esque. Is that correct?
Yeah, we think of it as Diablo meets Little Big Planet. So you go through adventures, you kill enemies, you collect loot, you level up, all that cool stuff. But all of the adventures that you play were made in-game in our construction kit. So anybody can make an adventure and put it online, and we've already got 3,500 of them for people to play. We're in Steam Early Access, and we've been in Early Access for 7 months, and we're launching December 4th out of Early Access.
So that construction kit sounds quite interesting. What's some of the things that people have come up with so far that are really unique in terms of the levels that they've made?
We've had some adventures that use like a trivia system, so they'll ask you a question, then you have to answer it correctly to get through the adventure. There's a disturbing amount of adventures that I haven't been able to finish, which is really demoralizing for a developer.
But then at the same time, it's also quite encouraging that people are putting in this much time and effort into it, coming up with such cool stuff.
It's very cool. It's very cool to see.
So tell us a little bit about the Fight the Dragon part of the game. Where did that idea come from?
Creators can make lots of really cool little adventures, but we wanted to have something that sort of connected them together and brought them together. So we came up with the dragon. And what you do is, at the end of every adventure, you get a ticket, which lets you fight the dragon. It's got 1 million health. You'll only last a minute or so. It's really tough. But all the damage that you do to it is permanent. So you can come back later and with a bit more health, a bit more leveling, and a bit better loot, and take it on a bit more. And you can slowly chip away at it over time. It's like the world's longest boss fight.
So what happens when you actually beat the dragon?
Top secret. Top secret. You'll have to play to find out.
So has anyone beaten the dragon yet?
A couple of people, yeah. Yeah. We've sworn them to secrecy. They can never tell anybody.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Jared. We're really looking forward to playing Fight the Dragon.
Thanks very much.
Hi guys, I'm Jono. I'm here from E-Gaming Network, and I'm here with Barney from Powerhoof. We're just checking out Crawl at the moment. Barney, tell us a little bit about Crawl.
It's a local multiplayer dungeon crawler where all the traps and monsters are controlled by your friends who are on the couch next to you and trying to grief you and make your life hard. And yeah, that's about it. So the monsters all try to kill the hero. It's 3 against 1. If you kill the hero, you instantly switch places and you become the hero. And then you're sort of racing to level up your hero to take on the boss, and the boss is co-op controlled by the other 3 players.
So is it the person who defeats the boss is the winner of the round?
Yes, exactly.
So what platforms are you guys on?
So we're just on Steam now, on Early Access. So we've got maybe another 6 months just adding bosses, adding environments, adding monsters before we'll call it done. And then we'll go full release, and then we'll look at Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
Now, I heard you guys just won the Australian Game Developers Association Game of the Year Award. How did that feel when you won that? So, is there anything that's come out of that since then?
Well, it was just a couple of days ago, and since then, I've just been standing at this booth. So there hasn't been much time to really think about it or anything, but yeah, that was a massive surprise. And we're really stoked. I think personally, I was kind of expecting it to go to like a much more kind of like progressive seeming game, and because Crawl seems just so like old video gamey, I was like, oh look, it's probably not the kind of thing that they'll be looking for. So when we won, I was really stoked and really blown away, and yeah, it's good to have, I guess it's good to have a symbol for people who don't have much respect for video games to say, hey look, I haven't wasted the last year of my life. Like, so official people think that we're good.
Passion takes you a long way, and it shows in the game. Well, thank you very much for your time. We just really look forward to trying a crawl.
And make sure that you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as we bring you more coverage from PAX Australia. But till then, I'll see you at egamingnetwork.com.